Hello, everybody. In the process of packing up my stuff. So the plan is to be out of this house here within the next couple months. So it is in progress. Got the U-Haul boxes, and going through the memories and all the framed stuff, all your frames and pictures and memories. And today I was just going through personal accomplishments. So that's the topic of this video is reminiscing about our personal accomplishments. And it's a reminder that we're capable of doing things and accomplishing things when you look back in your previous things that you've done, whether it's a course, some type of education that you accomplished, a certificate that you earned. And I'm sure some of you can think back on all the hard work that you did for something. You worked hard, sacrificed, disciplined yourself, and you accomplished it. I think David Goggins talks about that in his book. He calls it a cookie jar. Remembering things that you've done, maybe even writing it down, putting it in that cookie jar, and then whenever you feel down, you can go into that cookie jar and remind yourself that you're capable of doing things, great things, and accomplishing things. And I think sometimes it's easy to lose motivation. And I can definitely relate to that, where the more informed you are, the more you see how things operate, sometimes it's easy to lose motivation. And it makes you question, okay, what's the point of going above and beyond anymore? And sometimes, you think, well, what am I looking forward to? What am I working towards? What am I living for? Not in a suicidal way, but just in a way of, in the way of, well, what am I living for? What am I getting up in the morning for? What's your why for doing? And some people can answer that question pretty quick. Some guys will say, oh, it's my family. That's my why. Got my wife, got my kids, got this and that, my business, whatever. That's what keeps them going each and every day, gets them up in the morning. But I think for a lot of people out there, they don't have that. They question, what's the motivation? What do they have to look forward to? And I think a lot of these millennials are asking that question when high prices and inflation, and they can't afford to have a home or buy a home, and they're not having families, they're not pairing up, they're not having kids, and it seems like it's a around the world thing, around the Western world, from Europe to the Asian countries, from Japan, China, South Korea, similar story. People aren't marrying, people aren't having kids, and people are just sad and feel hopeless and sometimes useless and have no real hope or motivation or incentive to want to accomplish things. And so I was just, before I'm packing it up, I packed up a lot of frames, a lot of my military pictures, photos, class photos, accomplishments, awards, decorations. And I thought before I pack it up, this is a video idea. And so, I look at these things and I remember how hard I worked. Like, this is my Master of Science in Human Services degree, gerontology. Have you ever even heard of gerontology? When I tell people I have a master's degree in gerontology, They don't know what gerontology is, but Master of Science in Human Services with a specialization in gerontology. And I got this on the 31st day of March. Wow, that's an anniversary coming up. 2014. So 1 year before I retired from the Army in 2015, I earned my master's degree. And this was hard work. You know, here you are, a full-time officer in the Army, pilot, full-time job, and squeezing in master's level courses. And it took me 4 years to accomplish this. And then people ask, well, why did it take you 4 years? Well, I had a deployment in Afghanistan for a year. And so I had to, suspend my degree plan. So Capella University is the university that I got this from, was very military friendly. And so I got back and finished up the program as if I never even left. So they were supportive of military students to suspend degree plans for a while to finish their deployment and then come back and finish it up. So, but yes, the long hours, the working through lunch, coming home from work, or staying at work, because this was all online. Never met a teacher, never met a student in person. Not one. All done online. Isn't that amazing? And paid for by the U.S. government. So, GI Bill, tuition assistance, all, you know, it was all paid for using those education benefits. And I used every bit of my education benefits. Every last penny. I got a letter in the mail, zero balance. So I may never use this degree, but hey, I got it. I took advantage of that college education, or that education money. A lot of guys don't. They leave all that money on the table, never use it. But yeah, do you guys know what challenge coins are? Look at all these coins. Can you see that in the camera? Yeah. These are all the different challenge coins from different units that I was in. And you get them for doing something outstanding. They recognize you, some type of a service. So your leaders will recognize soldiers and award them maybe a certificate, congratulations. They usually have it in their hand, and then they shake your hand with it in their hand, and it's transferred into your hand. And so some of these coins definitely have some meaning to them. And I would say out of all these coins, if you had asked me, well, Jim, which coin has the most meaning to you? And it would be the smallest coin out of all these. Very simple, very basic. This was from the 82nd Airborne Division. Says 82nd Airborne Division, America's Guard of Honor. I don't know if you can see that. And on the back is a set of jump wings, and which I'm a senior parachutist, by the way, and a Army jump master. If you didn't know that, I was a Army jump master in Special Forces. But it says candor, competence, commitment. Yeah, all the way. Courage, candor, competence, and commitment. And the 82nd Airborne Division Commander, I got this after graduating U.S. Army Ranger School in 1995. And we took a bus back from Fort Benning, Georgia to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And so all the 82nd Airborne Ranger School graduates, we all went up to the division headquarters, and standing there in the parking lot, was the 82nd Airborne Division Commander, General. And presented these coins to each and every one of us and spoke to us and congratulated us, because it's a grueling course. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Out of the military, of all the things that I did in the military, from special forces to all the other schools, becoming a pilot, Ranger School was by far the hardest. And, you know, here's a Ranger tab that I worked very, very hard to get. And I just wrapped up my Ranger class photo. It's in the box. And Special Forces tab. So that was some hard work to go through the Special Forces training and become a Green Beret. And so I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm thinking, man, Jim, you know, you're capable. So I'm going into my cookie jar. I'm like, yeah, look at this, you know, drill sergeant school. And I was the honor graduate in drill sergeant school and was awarded this this figurine of a drill sergeant. And then I found my old drill sergeant hat. Check this out. Drill Sergeant Bukovic, right here. And then people will say, man, I can't imagine you as a drill sergeant. Imagine it. You would never think it. You would never think it. But I was. And I graduated from that course. That was a lot of memorization. You have to memorize all these modules, how to do the hand salute, you know, the stack arms and all the different marching, open ranks march, close ranks march, all of that stuff. You got to know how, line by line, how to describe and teach and train soldiers in how to do all of that. How to do that drill and ceremony, all of that, you know, and yep. And so, but yeah, you know, going through all of these different coins. Yep. When I was working in Central South America in Special Forces, we would get coins from foreign armies, from the foreign units. This is all in Spanish. This is in Colombia. Yep, Fuerzas Especiales. Misión cumplida. Yep. Commando. Yep. I was presented this by the Colombian Army. And we were down there training the Colombian Army to go out and do their own drug eradication. So I got Special Forces coins, I got aviation coins. And check this one out. Air Assault, pretty unique coin. Flying Tigers. Goes back to World War II, Vietnam. It's a pretty cool coin, the shape of a skull. Yep. From Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom, 2010, 2011. That's when I was in Afghanistan. So when were you in Afghanistan? 2010, 2011. Here it is. Got the coin to show it. And so, yeah, a lot of unique coins. Some of them are just so unique. All different shapes, sizes, designs. And yeah, what do you do with this stuff? This was when I was in Korea, 1997. I was in a medical evacuation company. Yep. 542nd Medical Battalion. First to care. Yep. I was a turbine engine mechanic working on the medical evacuation helicopters. Yeah, man. Yep. And, yep, presented for excellence, presented for this, presented for that. Operation Enduring Freedom, 2010, 2011. Another one when I was in Afghanistan. Awarded for excellence, Sergeant Major. Yep. Yep. Bagram. Yep. Warrior, Fentany, Sharana, Salerno, and Shank. Those were the names of the FOBs, the forward operational bases in Afghanistan. Yep. And I was based out of Bagram in Afghanistan. Yeah. Yeah, man. Memories. You know, worked hard to get here. And then now you're at a point where it's like screeching halt. But just reminiscing on past accomplishments. But then also as I box all this stuff up, and this house will soon be, keys will be handed over to a new owner. Closing the chapter, closing these boxes, and off to the new adventure, you know. And go out there for some new accomplishments, new goals, new things, new experiences. And just because we reach a certain age doesn't mean we have to stop doing things. We don't have to stop accomplishing things if we don't want to. I think the age is a mindset. It's a mindset. So, you know, we're still capable of doing some cool things and greatness, you know. 2009 Army birthday 10 miler. Yep. The Army 10 miler. 2009 I ran that one. Wow. It's cool they got the dates on these things, you know. Close air support training. We were doing, they had aircraft in the air, and you're on the ground and you do the call for fire, and you're directing the airplanes to targets. And then and this was actual range, firing range, and they were A-10 Warthog planes, and we were directing them in and training in how to call in for fire support, and then guide them on to a target, clear them hot, and they would open up fire and just take out a target. And yeah, this was what this coin was presented for. Yeah. How cool, man. And it was all the forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Yep, evaluation team. Yep, they were evaluating us. Joint Combat Identification Evaluation Team. Yep, when friendly fire isn't. Gosh, that brings back memories. Yep. Turn right, turn left, level the wings, continue straight. It wasn't really rocket science. You just guide them in. You guide the plane in where you want them to go. Yep. Tell them where you want to go. Paint the picture for them. What do you see? There's a road intersection to the right. Targets, to the right of this. Water tower on the left. Stay to the right of the water tower, parallel the road. Target, 12 o'clock. Tank in the open. You are cleared hot. Wings level, boom. Oh man. Anyway. But that's all. I just wanted to share that. And continuing to box it up. and I'll keep you posted. But yeah, it's coming closer and closer, and got a closing date already, and have a date to when I'll be out of the house, and have this place all cleaned up for the new people to come in here. And so it's kind of scary a little bit, and exciting because of the unknown, but I like it. It's good to have the unknown sometimes, And but anyhow, so remember your accomplishments. Know that, don't forget them. We're all capable of doing some good stuff, Sometimes it's a reminder that, yeah, I did that. Yep. I made it through Ranger School, man. And I remind myself, if I can make it through Ranger School, yep, this one coin right here. I think I'm going to leave this one out and carry this one in my pocket. I'm going to keep this one out, not pack it. I might even get buried with this one. This has some special meaning to me. Yeah, because I realized how difficult it was. Little sleep, you're food deprived, sleep deprived. You're put under a lot of pressure. Man, yeah. It was hard, man. It was no joke. No joke earning this Ranger tab. But my understanding, things have changed. Standards have changed, and that's another topic. But anyway, that was all. Take care. Keep going. And do the best you can to stay motivated. I definitely can understand how sometimes it gets hard to wake up in the morning. It's like, man, what are we doing today? What's the what's the why? And finding that new purpose. And I think especially for men, we need that purpose, just because of our wiring, because we're built to provide, protect, the builders, the creators. Not to say women aren't, but men are the ones who are held, to more responsibility in that regard. And it's just the way we're wired to feel useful and needed. And when you don't have that, you're kind of lost. You're floundering around lost. And I can admit I'm in a floundering around stage, and I don't have anything that I'm working towards, that's guiding me. It's like, oh, I got to take another class. Oh, I got to write another report. I got to do all that research, man. I just grinded to get this piece of paper. And then I sometimes wonder, why did I work so hard to get this piece of paper that I haven't even used? I never used this degree. And, but it's a tool in the toolbox, tools in the toolbox. Having those tools in the toolbox, and having that, some specialty and some knowledge, especially now, gerontology, study of aging. A lot of old people. Who's going to take care of all these older people? We got more older people than we got babies. So people with that background, and then people say, well, what can you do with that? There's a lot of different things I could do with that. And I was considering being a nursing home administrator. And so I was looking at, for the state of Ohio, doing their licensing and certificates. So there's some training and some additional licensure things that you have to do for the state of Ohio, and some training and all that kind of thing, and be like an intern in a nursing home and work with another nursing home administrator, and you're kind of learning the ropes. So yeah, I was considering being an administrator of a long-term care facility, assisted living, that kind of thing, I could do. Or there's different things you could do, I could work with some, the VA, home health. Maybe I can get into home health care, something in that lines as a whatever, subject matter expert or a counselor or a consultant, something like that. So there's different things that I can do in it. So I did consider that, with the older population, something I grew up with, and my mother who volunteered in nursing homes. So I think that's where I got it from. And then it's predominantly older people where I grew up, and it's still that way today. I'm one of the youngest ones here around here, It's all older adults, And so I think that's where I get it from. And maybe have an old soul. I don't know. Maybe I do, but I'll stop rambling on. Accomplishments. Working hard. Achieving. It's a good feeling. And I'm sure many of you can think of things that you guys did that, you can just, it's not to be a show off. I had this hung up. It wasn't to show off. Oh, look at me. It was just a reminder that I said, Jim, when you set your mind to something, you can accomplish something. That's what this stuff is a reminder to me. And a reminder, I think, in a word to you. You can accomplish things if you set your mind to it, How true that is. And being disciplined. Boom, Getting your butt up. That time management. Managing your time. And if something's important to you, you will make the time to make sure that it gets accomplished. Yep. Yep, I was driven. Yep. Even for the train up for Afghanistan, I was working on college courses while training to go to Afghanistan, finishing up a couple of classes. While training, I mean, it kicked my butt. Kicked my butt, but it guided me. It gave me something to do. It sure did. So, but now what do I do? Go earn my doctorate? No, I'm not going to do that. But anyhow, take care. Talk to you guys later. So, like 76 degrees outside too. Beautiful here in Ohio. I hope the weather's nice where you're at. It's freaking awesome. Love it.